I have one tip when you go to buy a new amplifier. Just one. Well, maybe two, maybe 1.5, but it's one main tip that will save you big time. Anytime you go to buy a new amplifier, take your old amplifier with you. I've spoken about this on a podcast maybe a few years ago now, but I made the critical mistake of not having a reference tone when I bought an amplifier recently. So, let me tell you what happened. I was at a shop, nowhere near my house, but I had a guitar in my car. I went and played this amp and I was blown away. I came home and I played my own amp and I thought, yeah, the one that I played was better, much, much better. So the second time I went into the store, I took my Strat and it sounded fantastic, but I was stupid enough in my ultimate gear, wisdom and knowledge that I didn't actually take in my amp. I was so sure this amp was going to be the sound I was looking for. So it sounded smooth. I mean, the clean channel it's a beautiful clean channel. On its own, it sounds fantastic. Now, there's two things that I didn't realize about the tone until I compared it to my other amp, like the Blues Deluxe or the Super Reverb, is how does it work in a mix? And this is one of those things that you can't predict. The only thing you can do is have an amp that you know sounds great in the mix, live, all that kind of stuff. For those who don't play live, probably it doesn't matter so much, but if you're a live player, certain amps poke out of the mix of a band better than others. My Blues Deluxe is a great example of that. So is the Super Reverb. They're both fantastic. The Hot Rod DeVille 212 with the Celestians, this is a Hot Rod 3. It has an almost too smooth sound. And what I mean by that is it rolled off the tops a little too much. It was a little bit too bassy. I ended up having the bass all the way out. I ended up fiddling with the EQ. I tried everything I could to get this amp to sound the way that I had in my head, and I couldn't do it. It was frustrating. I took it out 3 or 4 times live, and all I was thinking about while I was playing was, this amp's not giving me what I was expecting, and it was shattering in a way because I just hyped this thing up in my head to be like the ultimate clean tone. It was so nice, and I thought this is just going to take pedals extremely well and everything else. It also made my pedals sound very, very different and made my pedals sound squishy, which is something they don't do through either of my other 2 amplifiers. So folks, if you're going to buy another amplifier and you're keeping one and you're not just selling it, take it in, have a listen and do a comparison. Don't ever buy a new amp without having your old one present, because the thing is, I've made this mistake maybe twice now where I bought a 2-rock thinking it was going to sound better than my Blues Deluxe. I got it home and I preferred the Blues Deluxe. So folks, definitely take in your old amplifier, take in your pedals, sit down, don't be in a rush, and compare, listen, and see if the amp that you're listening to is giving you something better than what you've already got. Something different isn't always better. And the one critical thing that I guess we can't test is how well are these things going to sound in the mix. And I think that's why it's important to have your old amplifier with you. Thanks again for watching, folks, and don't forget you can click one of these 2 videos right here to take you through to more of my content. You can also click on the In The Blues logo that just popped up to subscribe to the channel.